Hello students, in this second video lesson on how the dog found himself a master, we will try to understand the text. We will interpret the text. There are some difficult words in the text, but instead of telling you the meanings of those difficult words in advance, we will try to get the meaning of those difficult words when we interpret the text. And before we start the interpretation of the text, please listen to this short summary of the story. A long time ago, dogs used to roam freely in the forest like wolves and other wild animals. But one day, a dog was so much fed up of wandering alone in search of food. He was also afraid of animals stronger than him. So he decided to have a master who was stronger than anybody else on the earth. He wanted to be the servant of the strongest master on the earth. He first met a wolf who agreed to be his master, and both of them walked together, but suddenly the wolf left the dog and ran off deep into the forest. Actually, the wolf had smelt of a bear, and so the wolf had to run away as he was scared of the bear. The dog could very well understand that the bear was stronger than a wolf. The dog then made bear his master. Both of them set out to find a herd of cows for food. But suddenly the cows started moving and running in all directions. The bear, too, hid himself behind a tree. He told the dog that the lion was the king of the forest and he was scared of him. The dog then made himself the servant of a lion. He served his new master, the lion, for a long time. No other animal would even dare to touch the dog. But one day, even the lion got afraid when he smelt of a man, a human being. The dog finally concluded that man was the strongest animal on the earth. Since then, the dog has been only man's faithful servant. This is just a short summary of the story. Now let's interpret the text. Students, the dog and the wolf are closely related. They are relatives. And you may also know something about how over the centuries human beings have domesticated and tamed wild animals. In so many years, human beings have been able to control the wild animals and domesticate them. And we have so many pet animals at home. So this is a story about how the dog finally became a tame animal, a controlled animal under the control of human beings. So, how the dog found himself a master. Dogs were once their own masters and lived the way wolves do in freedom until a dog was born who was ill pleased with this way of life. He was sick and tired of wandering about by himself, looking for food and being frightened of those who were stronger than he. Yes, long time back, dogs were their own masters. They lived independently like other wild animals. But one day a dog was born who was ill-pleased, who was very unhappy with this way of life. He was very bored, he was sick, and even tired of wandering about. moving here and there, looking for food, and sometimes very much scared of those animals who were stronger than the dog. He thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth, and he set out to find such a master. He thought it over. He thought again and again, and finally he decided the best thing would be to become the servant of the strongest master on earth. And so he went out to search for the strongest master on earth. He walked and he walked, and he met a kinsman of his, a big wolf who was as strong as he was fierce. "Where are you going, dog?" the wolf asked. "I'm looking for someone to take up service with. Would you like to be my master, wolf?" "I don't see why not," the wolf said. And this agreed upon, the two of them went on together. So the dog walked and walked, and finally he made a kinsman. He made a relative. He made his relative a big wolf. So dog and wolf are relatives. And this big wolf was very strong, as he was fierce. And the dog decided to make this wolf his master. And the wolf also agreed to become the master of this dog. And then both of them continued their journey together. They walked, and all of a sudden the wolf lifted his nose, sniffed, darted quickly off the path and into the bushes, and crept deeper into the forest. The dog was much surprised. "What's come over you, master?" he asked. "What has frightened you so?" "Can't you see there's a bear out there, and he might eat up both of us, you and me?" As the wolf and the dog walked and walked, suddenly the wolf lifted his nose. He sniffed. He drew up air in an audible manner. Then he darted quickly off the path. He moved rashly. And the dog was very surprised to see this. And the dog asked the wolf, "What's wrong with you, master? What has frightened you so much? What are you scared of?" Then the bear said, "Can't you see?" The wolf said, "Can't you see there's a bear out there? And this bear would surely eat up both of us." Seeing that the bear was stronger than the wolf, the dog decided to take up service with him, and he left the wolf and asked the bear to be his master. The bear agreed to this readily and said, "Let's go and find a herd of cows. I will kill a cow, and then we can both eat our fill." So when the dog found that the wolf was afraid of the bear, he thought bear was stronger than the wolf. So he decided to make the bear his master. And he left the wolf. The bear also happily agreed to this. And the bear asked the dog to follow him, and that the bear would hunt a herd of cows. The dog could enjoy eating that cow that the bear would kill. And the dog also happily agreed to this. They walked on and soon saw a herd of cows, but just as they were about to come up to it, they were stopped by a terrible noise. The cows were moving loudly and running in a panic in all directions. So the bear and the dog, they walked together. Suddenly, and very soon, they saw a herd of cows. Children, you must be knowing the meaning of herd. Yes, the group of cows is called herd. So they saw a herd of cows, but when they were about to hunt this herd of cows, they were stopped by a terrible noise. What is the terrible noise? The cows were moving loudly. So the sound made by cows is called moving. So the cows were moving loudly and they were running in a panic. It seems the cows were afraid of something. And in terror, they were afraid of a big fear. They started running in all directions. That is called panic. The bear looked out from behind a tree and then he too ran hastily deeper into the forest. "Now why did I have to come here?" said he to the dog. "It is the lion who rules the forest in these parts." "The lion? Who is he?" "Don't you know he is the strongest beast on earth?" "Well, then I will say goodbye to you, bear. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth." The bear looked out. The bear was actually hiding behind a tree, and he looked out from behind a tree. He also ran swiftly deeper into the forest, because the bear understood the reason behind the cows running in panic in all directions. It was all because of a lion. So the bear was afraid of the lion. And then the bear said, "Now, why should I stay here? Why should I come to this forest? Because it is the lion who rules the forest in these parts." Then the dog asked Bear, "Who is the lion? Who is he?" The bear replied, "Don't you know? This lion is the strongest beast on earth." When the dog heard this, the dog said, "Okay, then I have to say goodbye to you, bear, because I'm searching for the master who is strongest on earth." And off the dog went to ask the lion to be his master. The lion agreed to it, and the dog stayed with him and served him for a long, long time. It was a good life. And he had nothing to complain of, for there was no stronger beast in the forest than the lion. And no one dared touch the dog or offend him in any way. So the dog left the bear. He went to the lion and requested him to be his master. The lion also agreed to that. After that, the dog stayed with his new master, the lion, for a long, long time. They enjoyed a good life together. There was no complaint, nothing to complain of, because there was no other animal stronger than the lion in the forest, and no other animal had the courage to touch the dog or make the dog angry in any way. So the dog enjoyed a very good life with the lion. But one day, the two of them were walking side by side along a path that ran amid bare cliffs when all of a sudden the lion stopped. He gave a great roar and struck the ground angrily with his paw with such force that a hole formed there. Then he began to back away very quietly. "What is it, master? Is anything wrong?" asked the dog, surprised. "I smell a man coming this way," the lion said. "We would better run for it, or we will be in trouble." "Oh, well, then I will say goodbye to you, lion. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth." So, one day when the lion and the dog were walking side by side along a road, that road ran through bare cliffs. Cliffs means a steep, high rock, often at the edge of the sea. Then suddenly the lion stopped. He gave a great roar. The sound made by a lion is called roaring. So the lion gave a great roar and he struck the ground angrily. He hit the ground angrily with his paw with such a great force that the hole was formed. Then he began to back away very quietly. So without making a sound, the lion tried to go away from that place. Then the dog was surprised to see this and asked the lion, "What happened, master? Is anything wrong?" Then the lion replied, "I could smell that a man is coming this way. Let's run away from here. Otherwise, both of us would be in trouble." When the dog learned that the lion was afraid of the man, and he felt that, oh, it means the lion is not the strongest animal on earth. Then the dog said bye-bye to the lion. "Okay, then I have to say goodbye to you, lion, because I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth. I want the strongest master on earth. So bye-bye." And off the dog went to join the man, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. This happened long, long ago, but to this day the dog is man's most loyal servant and knows no other master. So after leaving the lion, the dog went to join the man. Now who became the new master of the dog? The man. And the dog stayed together with the man and served the man sincerely. So this story took place long, long time ago. But today, we all know that the dog is the man's most loyal servant. And the dog has never tried to find a new master after becoming the servant of the man, because the dog realized that man is the strongest animal on earth. So this is the story how the dog became a tame animal, how the dog, which used to be an independent animal, finally came under the control of human beings, and till today dogs are still under the control of humans, and they served humans very sincerely, very faithfully. I hope you must have understood the story very clearly. In the next video lesson, we would discuss the questions and answers. Thank you. Bye bye.